last night, something really, really amazing happened. Actually, a number of amazing things happened. Number one, of course, obviously, the prospect of the first woman. I mean, Shirley Chisholm ran seriously back in, 72, I think. But this is the first serious, I mean, Shirley Chisholm was serious too, but I mean, seriously has a serious chance at winning the presidency of the United States. In fact, I think has a probability of winning the presidency of the United States, and that would be Hillary Clinton. And, good on her and all that sort of thing. This is historic and deserving of congratulations. That said, it ain't over till it's over, which is essentially, I suppose, what the Sanders campaign is saying. But I don't think that there's any barring, some sort of disaster happening in Clinton world, I don't think that there's any chance that it's not going to be Hillary Clinton. And we just need to acknowledge that and frankly, honor her and congratulate her. Now, that said, the thing that really concerns me, and I see, this morning, in fact, a friend just sent me an article that I thought I printed it out, maybe not, about from The Hill, about James Carville saying that, well, maybe we can still get rid of Donald Trump, right? The Republicans can still get rid of Donald Trump. He might not be their nominee. And there's all this conversation about Donald Trump is like, dangerous and he's crazy and all this kind of stuff. Donald Trump is crazy like a fox. And this is a really important issue. And it's not being taken seriously. I was frankly horrified last night at the progressives or the liberals or the whatever, the commentators who were covering Trump's speech, his prompter speech, making fun of the way that he read the prompter. Yeah, I mean, Hillary Clinton, Barack Obama, they're brilliant at reading prompters. I mean, Hillary Clinton was so good at it, I'm guessing she had really rehearsed her speech well, which helped. But she's so good at it. I mean, she's been doing it for years and years, that last night when she gave that basically kind of acceptance speech, that it almost to a person that doesn't do it for a living, you'd say she's not reading a prompter. It was really good. But here's the thing: Donald Trump, in The Art of the Deal, wrote, "You tell people a lie 3 times, they'll believe anything. You tell people what they want to hear, play to their fantasies, and then you close the deal." This is Donald Trump from The Art of the Deal. So consider, and I was tweeting about this last night, that I think that Donald Trump is far more dangerous than anybody thinks he is. And by dangerous, I mean dangerous in as much as he may well end up president of the United States. And it's not because of weaknesses on the part of Hillary Clinton. It's because it's because he's shouting out to the people who I grew up with. I don't know how to put it other than that. I grew up in Lansing, Michigan, the south end of Lansing, Michigan, which in a house that my dad bought for $13,000 in 1960, whatever. Must have been, or 1950 something, 1956 or 7. He bought this house for $13 grand, and it was a 3-bedroom house that my dad and mom and me and my 3 brothers lived in until my dad and mom lived there until the day my dad died. And it was a working class neighborhood. It was the bottom end of the working class neighborhood, and it was a largely white neighborhood, almost exclusively. I'd say probably 98%. And those folks, those white working class folks who worked as roofers and electricians and plumbers and probably half of the people in my neighborhood, or at least half of the kids that I hung out with, their parents worked at General Motors. Those are the people that Trump is talking to. So if we go to, we got some clips from Donald Trump last night, and I think that this is, if we can go to clip number 6 here. This is Donald Trump talking about the loss of manufacturing, and you know, sitting around ridiculing him does not address this issue. Here he is.
I've traveled to many of our states and seen the suffering in people's eyes. I visited communities in New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Connecticut, Indiana, and Ohio, whose manufacturing jobs, these jobs have virtually disappeared. An embarrassment to our country, and it's horrible.
And this is, you know, this is a dangerous thing, the loss of manufacturing. And then he talks about infrastructure. This is clip number 7. He talks about our crumbling infrastructure and how he's going to fix that. Here we go.
I visited the crumbling cities and the struggling schools. I've seen our dilapidated airports, highways, bridges, and I've compared them to other countries where we see facilities so far superior to ours, it's really not to be believed. Hard to imagine what's happened to our country. America is getting taken apart piece by piece, auctioned off, and just rapidly auctioned off to the highest bidder.
Okay, if the Clinton campaign, if the Democratic Party, if all of us don't start talking about these issues, Donald Trump is going to walk away with the election. He could win just based on TPP. Clip number 9, well, we don't have time for that. We'll play it when we come back. But, and I said this last night, you know, when he was talking about, you know, these trade deals and TPP, and I, you know, I tweeted out, it's not inconceivable if the Democrats don't get ahead of this. This is where, you know, Bernie Sanders was ahead of the curve on this thing, and the American people, many of them, well, 45% of the Democratic electorate were with him. And then Donald Trump is saying these things, and you got, you know, 20, 30, 40, well, apparently the majority of the Republican electorate with him. He's the nominee. And you look at these issues, and these are real issues. There's just an amazing article in the Washington Post, titled by Christopher Ingram, titled "The Incredible Crushing Despair of the White Working Class." And he talks about, Christopher talks about how when you ask people, how is life and what do you expect for the future, Hispanics and African Americans are both reporting improvements in quality of life and great expectations for the future. Working class whites, the opposite. We'll continue this after the break.
To watch more clips from our programs, hit the Watch More Videos button over here. And please be sure to hit the handy-dandy subscribe button so you'll always be up to date. Tag, you're it.